Let me just start off by talking about yesterday's court case, if I could, and then I want to talk about elections. There really isn't any sense debating a case that we're actually appealing, and a lot of the decisions, all but this one, actually has gone in a very different direction. But I just want to point out that what is not up for debate is that the early and decisive action that Secretary Levine, my administration, and I took early on in this pandemic saved lives. The federal government dithered. That's exactly what they did. And while they did that, Pennsylvania took action. And that's exactly what the federal government said we should do. And as a result of the buying time, Pennsylvania hospitals were never overwhelmed. That's a fact. And it's interesting, actually, that the court case doesn't even take issue with that. That's a fact that our healthcare systems never got the strained of their capacity that the states surrounding us faced. So, I guess in hindsight, would I have done anything at all differently than I did? Sure, we've learned a lot of things about the pandemic, but I am not in a position, would never follow the irresponsible demands of the president or the Republican legislature. Absolutely not. And that's the choice I think all of us Pennsylvanians, that we have to make. Do we want to be responsible to our families, to each other, and take steps to mitigate the spread of this virus? And this virus has taken the lives of 200,000 Americans. Do we want to just sort of cave into that, or do we want to do something about it? I believe the vast majority of Pennsylvanians understand what we had to do in the beginning was necessary to buy the time to keep people safe before we got the capacity we needed to address this virus. And the vast majority simply don't buy into the conspiracy theories or fear-mongering from the president or from the Harrisburg Republicans about this virus. They wear masks. Look at you. They actually keep their distances. They actually are smart about how they interact with each other. They're responsible. Overwhelming majority of Pennsylvanians. And contrary to misinformation from the legislature, we are reopened. We are reopened here in Pennsylvania. And we have managed throughout this whole thing to manage outbreaks and to mitigate risk successfully while trying to bring some normalcy to the life we all want to live. And right now, Pennsylvania is a leader in the region and in many ways in the nation in terms of how we've kept deaths and sicknesses low. I'm going to continue to do what is necessary to keep people safe and contain this virus. That's the key. I want to contain the virus, and I think that's the only way we can protect the lives of Pennsylvanians and keep our economy going. We are not going to do either one if we just sit back and let this thing roll over us. I'm going to appeal the court case, and I'm going to take that appeal as far as necessary to ensure that we can continue to do what I need to do to make sure Pennsylvanians stay safe. I want to reassure Pennsylvanians, people who might be nervous or worried about what's ahead this fall. The weather changing, it's getting colder. With this court case, no matter what, I'm going to find a way to keep Pennsylvanians as safe as I possibly can. And I'm going to keep urging the federal government, and I'm going to keep urging the Republicans in Harrisburg and the legislature to take steps to help workers, to help them, to help families, and to help businesses, not to just posture. Yesterday, Harrisburg Republicans celebrated, while thousands upon thousands in our state continue to suffer and even more worry about what this virus could bring to them and their families this fall. The president could do nothing more than stare at his cell phone and send out tweets, share messages of hate, messages of division, messages of disinformation. I think we all need the president and the state legislature to get serious about our recovery. And that starts with being responsible with this virus. They're celebrating a court ruling while refusing to help anybody but themselves. We in Pennsylvania deserve much, much better than that. And I'm going to keep holding their feet to the fire to stop playing politics with this disease, stop fighting me, stop trashing me, and start living up to the responsibilities each and every one of them has in their offices. I'm going to continue to do what I can to keep Pennsylvania's residents safe, do what I can to keep this economy going, and I'm going to take this virus seriously.